Hello, my name is Lauren, and welcome to the Theoretical YouTube channel, where I've noticed that Harry Potter videos do pretty well. But even if that wasn't true, I'd still have to make this video to convey this theory to the world. Because I not only believe that there's a deeper meaning behind the Cursed Child, but that it completely redeems the play for me. I believe that Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is not only completely canon, but actually a brilliant expansion of the Wizarding world. The Cursed Child is truly a play unlike any other, because it's not ours. It belongs to the Wizarding world. I propose that Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was written and intended to be performed by wizards, that the events of the play never happened, and that there's evidence to support all of these claims. So without further ado, cue montage! Okay, but first, some backstory. And spoilers. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is a play that premiered in London in 2016. They also released the script as a book the next day. Which, by the way, was July 31st, in other words, Harry and J.K. Rowling's birthday. Anyway, while the stage production received ample amounts of praise and awards, the book had some mixed results. Like Star Wars The Last Jedi mixed results. And backlash began to ensue. Fans of the Harry Potter books almost unanimously decided that The Cursed Child just wasn't the eighth story we were looking for. It was different somehow. Complaints ranged from a too campy, overcomplicated plot to undermining the resolved ending of the main series. Many people also had a hard time believing that Harry would tell Albus that he wished he wasn't his son. It was just too out of character. Or that Ron and Hermione wouldn't be together without Victor Crumb. Or that Cedric Diggory would ever become a Death Eater. So a lot of Harry Potter fans began viewing The Cursed Child as endorsed fanfiction. Because while J.K. Rowling's name is big on the cover, writers Jack Thorne and John Tiffany are really responsible for the product. However, J.K. Rowling has specifically stated that The Cursed Child is 100% canon, that she agrees with the story and what's going on. So what the heck is going on? On a complete tangent, meanwhile, the Fantastic Beasts movies are coming out at about the same time. 2016 saw The Cursed Child in July, and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in November. Most fans tend to agree that the movie additions to the Wizarding world are just better than the play, at least they're better written. Maybe it's the fact that J.K. Rowling is working on the screenplays herself, but The Cursed Child has more issues. But why do we care so much about how The Cursed Child is written? Well, because it messes up what we know about the Wizarding world. If time travel changed the past, then everything from the fourth book on is a little bit off. Because that means that the events of the Harry Potter series have been slightly altered to accommodate the new play. I highly doubt that Hermione Granger will just forget about the strange Durmstrang student she met, who looked an awful lot like her best friend Harry, and of course she meets Albus in the future. You'd think she'd remember that encounter and realize what was going on when she knew that time turners were involved. Also, did Scorpius just name her daughter? Anyway, The Cursed Child creates big problems for the Harry Potter series. Problems that J.K. Rowling is just choosing to ignore? Or is she? Long story short, what if The Cursed Child is a wizard play? One that's about a celebrity in the Wizarding world, the boy who lived, Harry Potter. Because in 2016, Albus Potter had not yet gone to Hogwarts. 19 years after the Battle of Hogwarts is in September 2017. Maybe it's a coincidence, but then why is it so close? The Harry Potter series is no stranger to specific release dates. After all, The Cursed Child did come out on Rowling's birthday. More specifically, Deathly Hallows starts off in July 1997, and Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone came out in the same year. I open at the close. Or that the first Fantastic Beasts movie takes place in 1926 and the battle between Dumbledore and Grindelwald was in 1945. 19 years later. So why couldn't The Cursed Child just wait one more year and premiere in 2017? Even its Broadway debut was in 2018. Wouldn't it make more sense that the Wizarding community is creating a play based on modern times, one filled with what-if questions, like, what if Harry Potter's son was a Slytherin? Therefore, The Cursed Child isn't a history book that shows what happened to Harry, it's a hypothetical, entertaining jaunt into a ridiculous plot. I believe the Muggle world has something similar.
I can't go to Pigpots It's on Mars!
But then why are we watching this play? After all, we're not wizards. I never got my Hogwarts letter. But there is precedent for this. Remember those Fantastic Beasts movies I cleverly inserted a couple times several minutes ago? Well, they're all going to be based on a book called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them from the Harry Potter series by Newt Scamander, a staple from the Hogwarts reading list. But as pretty much anyone who's been invested in the Harry Potter series for 20 years, or anyone who would click on this video knows, this is a real book you can buy. In fact, the older editions even come with annotations by Harry, Ron, and Hermione in the margins. It also comes with pride from not being someone who just jumped on the bandwagon. But in addition to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, you can also purchase Quidditch Through the Ages, which Hermione once gave to Harry, and Tales of the Beetle and the Bard, which contains the tale of the three brothers, which are the guys that created the Deathly Hallows. All of these books were written by J.K. Rowling for her charity Lumos, which helps disadvantaged children around the world. But today, they also provide proof that stories and entertainment from the Wizarding world have bled into ours. And yeah, books count as entertainment for the Wizarding world. After all, some of their biggest celebrities were authors like Gilderoy Lockhart.
I didn't get rid of the band and banshee by smiling at them.
And what else can they entertain themselves with anyway? We know that they enjoy big sporting events like the Quidditch World Cup and listen to bands like the Weird Sisters and Celestia Warbeck, but after that, we actually don't know much more. I mean, it's not like they have the technology for television and movies. We see in the trailers for The Crimes of Grindelwald that they have a circus, but what about plays? Actually, we do know of one wizard play titled Hélas, je me suis transfiguré les pieds, or Alas, I've transfigured my feet. I would definitely pay to see that. And I believe Hogwarts put on a Christmas production of The Fountain of Fair Fortune while Armando Dippet was still headmaster. And the school caught on fire because of a stray ashwinder, leading to a ban on all school plays from then on. Please tell me that Tom Riddle was at school for that, because I feel like he'd definitely be less evil if he was recognized for his talent in a Hogwarts Glee Club.
When I was a boy, an orphan boy.
So, wizards definitely wrote plays, and is it really that far-fetched to believe that they would base one off of the most famous celebrity they had? Even in The Cursed Child, they acknowledge Harry's insane popularity when Ginny outright states, "People always look when you three are together, and apart. People always look at you." Do people look often enough to warrant a whole production? And it's not like we haven't seen a mostly false biographical rendition of a Harry Potter character's life before. The Life and Lives of Albus Dumbledore was a book written by Rita Skeeter after Dumbledore died, and it reveals his past relationship with Grindelwald in the Deathly Hallows. But it's also full of completely false claims, like Harry helped kill Dumbledore. But I mean, what can you expect? We're dealing with Rita Skeeter here. It's not like her entire career is built on honesty. But back to The Cursed Child. Wouldn't this make more sense? One criticism often lodged against the play is that it didn't understand Harry very well. But you have to remember that the series is from his point of view. Us readers got to grow up with him in his development. His fellow wizards did not. A bystander to Harry's childhood abuse might not recognize that Harry would never tell Albus that he wished he weren't his son. They would just need a plot for their play. And the entire ending of the series wouldn't actually be undermined because, one, Voldemort wouldn't actually be coming back, and two, the Wizarding world is not aware that there's a Harry Potter series to ruin at all. To them, it's just a play about their hero who fought in an influential war and had an interesting social and family life as well. Or maybe it's a comedy about a ridiculous scenario based on a popular cultural icon of the day. Kinda like the Ember Island players from Avatar.
There. I got a pretty good look at you.
Or maybe it's just wizards capitalizing on the name Harry Potter and being able to sell anything as long as they slap his name on the front. Cause we do that too. But for all those skeptics out there, I've got more. Don't worry. I know you're worried. One major disadvantage I have in making this video is that I have never seen the actual stage production. So the only reference I have for this next part is the internet reviews. But let's talk about special effects. The Cursed Child was praised for its incredible special effects and even won Tonys for sound and set design as well as lighting. But when you read the script book, there's no way a Muggle cast would be able to perform these directions to their full capacity. For instance, there's a scene in the play where Harry is being transfigured into looking like Voldemort. And it reads, "The transfiguration is slow and monstrous, and the form of Voldemort emerges from Harry, and it's horrendous." The audience is supposed to be able to watch a true transformation, and only real magic or CGI is able to reproduce that result, neither of which are available to a stage play. The same goes for the scene where Albus, Scorpius, and Delphi take Polyjuice Potion. Us mere muggles compensate for not having magic by using big cloaks and great acting. And I'm not trying to undermine how impressive these special effects truly are, I'm just saying that we aren't able to produce the same results that the book is clearly describing. Or when Harry and Draco were dueling in the Potter's kitchen and they're supposed to be able to send each other flying. Harry is sent twirling through the air. Draco bounces Harry up and down on the table, and then as Harry rolls away, Draco jumps onto the table. And I'm sure that wires can produce incredible results, just not the perfect ones described here. Or how about when characters use the spells Fulgari and Brachia Bindo? These spells shoot out ropes that bind their opponents tightly. Once again, I'm speculating, but that just doesn't seem possible with our current level of technology. And there's some smaller details about the script as well that don't make sense, like how it describes Ludo Bagman. And suddenly, the greatest showman on earth, his words not ours, is on stage using Sonorous to amplify his voice. And, well, he's having a ball. But Ludo Bagman never said those things about himself in the original series. So why is the play quoting something that the readers have no reference for? They're treating him as if he was a real person. Well, maybe if the play was supposed to be read and performed by actual wizards, they'd understand this reference. Maybe they'd even recognize whatever interview they're quoting. So what does it matter that Voldemort supposedly had a secret daughter and that Bellatrix was 9 months pregnant at Malfoy Manor? It's just a play! Who cares if the trolley witch can grow spikes for hands and throw grenades made out of pumpkin pasties? It's a joke! Who cares that Harry Potter now has parallel universes and that time turners can go back years and that Cedric Diggory is a Death Eater and that Voldemort Date was a thing and that Hermione is Minister for Magic and that Neville dies?
Why is it always me?
And that Harry has a special baby blanket and that Teddy Lupin apparently isn't a character anymore and the Sorting Hat walks and the Potter and Dumbledore are like curse words now and that Scorpius was the only good character in the entire play. None of it matters, cause none of it really happened! If Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is a wizarding play, that would still make it totally canon, and yet none of the events would actually have to take place. J.K. Rowling has given us a brilliant look into the wizarding world of entertainment, and yet also produced a massive hit for general audiences. And if that's what it takes for me to appreciate this part of the Harry Potter universe, then by golly, I'd rather invent my own coping mechanism than resent this truly impressive play. Honestly, I don't totally believe in every theory we put out, but I'm actually pretty impressed with this one. Hey, if you liked this video, why don't you tweet it at JK_Rowling? Let's see if she notices our small community. But if you don't have Twitter, I know you have YouTube, so why don't you give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more neat content. We don't talk about Harry Potter as much as we should, but if you like Disney, this is definitely the place for you. Also click here to watch another theory we have about everybody's least favorite pink toad, Dolores Jane Umbridge. And that's about it for this video, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.
It's on Mars!